today I am doing one of the first videos that I'm going to be doing, and I want to say it's a series, but I'm definitely going to be showing you guys a lot more of my recipes, the things that I make all the time, staples in my kitchen. I do a lot of things from scratch. Unfortunately, it would be a lot easier if we could buy things in grocery stores and they would be healthy for us, but a lot of the times they're not. One of the things that we all reach for is milk. As you guys probably know, if you've been following me for a little while, dairy is not on my plan. I don't do dairy. It's highly inflammatory and it just doesn't work for me. Literally, if I do have some dairy or a bit of cheese, I'll instantly get a breakout. So dairy is not for me. It also flares up my eczema. I am a nut milk lover. Unfortunately, most of the nut milks that you find in grocery stores, there are a few exceptions, but it's very hard to find. A lot of the non-dairy alternatives have gums in them, which are really, really hard on your digestive system, really, really not good for you. There's a lot of thickeners, a lot of preserving agents, all of which are not really natural. So it's great that you're making the better healthy choice to go non-dairy. But by doing so and having, all these extra additives and chemicals and thickeners and preservatives, you're not really doing yourself any favors. So I committed myself and decided to start making my own nut milks at home ever since. And I promise you that once you do this, and for all of my followers and friends who have made my recipe and who have done their own nut milks, they never go back because the taste is so different. When you buy a box of almond milk at the store, it's literally not even 10% almonds. It's all water. It is so watery. When you make it at home, it's creamy, it's delicious, it's amazing. We'll talk about how long you can keep it in the fridge and things like that toward the end of this video. Right now, I want to show you how to make non-dairy milk, 3 different types. Let's do this. So when it comes to actual nuts, we soak them. This releases something called phytic acid, which is an anti-nutrient, which really blocks us from being able to absorb the nutrients. Also, soaking your nuts makes it a lot easier on digestion. As you can see here, almonds I like to soak for minimum of 12 hours, up to 24. Look at all of the crap that comes off of this. That is what is in your almonds. Cashews, you always want to buy raw cashews and raw almonds. You don't want to buy them roasted because that means that they've already lost a lot of their nutrients. You want to buy them in their as pure form as possible. Soaking times vary on the nut that you're going to do. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make almond milk, which is probably the one that I make the most and the most popular non-dairy alternative. I'm also going to show you how I make cashew milk, and I'm going to show you how I make coconut milk. So without further ado, let me show you. So I just showed you all this disgustingness that is here. So you're going to need to soak your raw almonds, organic please, preferably, because almonds are highly sprayed with glyphosate, which is Roundup and is chemical. So we're gonna take our strainer, pour your almonds out. This is 1 cup of almonds, and if you can see, they really will peel the skin off right away. Once you've soaked them, they get a lot nicer in size, in volume, and they are actually so much tastier and sweeter once you soak them. So what I'm gonna do then is give them a good rinse. Give them a good rinse for a minimum of 30 seconds to a minute to really get all of that crap off of them. So now that I've rinsed my almonds, I'm gonna transfer them into a high-powered blender. So for 1 cup of almonds, I add 5 cups of water. I used to always do 4. I now do 5 because I was finding myself always adding extra water into smoothies and dishes. So I'm gonna take my Soma pitcher, which I love, from Linen Chest. You wanna take cold filtered water and put in 4 to 5 cups, depending how creamy you like it. And then I'm gonna blend it. So watch the magic happen. So if it's not on a timer, usually you want to just blend it for a good minute. Then I'm just going to remove the top. This is a personal choice that you can kind of make. If you want to sweeten your almond milk or your nut milk, you have that option. Today I will sweeten it just to show you how I do it. And you can choose your sweetness. I like to sweeten with dates. I just think that they're a really, really great natural sweetener and they blend up nicely. The way I do it is I would use 1 date. It's more than enough. It gives a lot of nice natural sweetness. I take my date, I remove the pit, and then I'll soak it in some warm water just to make it blend even easier. I'll just throw that in there. Then, I know this seems like it would be a little bit weird, but you add a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. What this is gonna do is it actually is going to bring out a little bit of the sweetness. I like vanilla flavoring. You don't want vanilla, you don't have to. You could literally do it with just nothing, but I like to flavor mine a bit with vanilla. So I'll put about a teaspoon of vanilla. So you could do it without anything. If you're someone who doesn't want a vanilla flavor, I really use my nut milks and milks for smoothies, oatmeals, things like that. I'm not really ever using it for something that is more salty. It's usually more of a sweetness type of thing. So I'll usually always add the vanilla. Now I'm gonna blend again for another minute. Okay, so now my almond milk has been blended. I like to put on some nitrile gloves. Number 1, because I have eczema. Number 2, because it's just keeps things cleaner. You'll see. This process is a little bit, I don't want to say sexual, but it's kind of like milking a cow. For the most part, when I make my almond milk, I'm alone. So you're gonna need, I call these nut milk bags. They're not really nut milk bags. They're actually called produce bags. When you go to a grocery store and you want to buy apples or buy produce, you buy these. I will link them. You can buy them on Amazon. I then also like to take a bag clip like this, put it on the side to hold the bags in place. Then I'm gonna take my blended nut milk and I'm going to run it through the bag. Remove the clip. I double them up because sometimes I find that some of the pulp gets through. And when I said it's like milking a cow, I wasn't lying. Basically what this bag is doing is it's holding in the pulp. So if you were to remove the skin of the almonds after soaking them, a lot less would be held back. You want to kind of push it out really gently because otherwise it's going to kind of splatter all over you. The amount of times I've gotten it all over my face, my sweaters. Just keep straining. That's what I mean by sexual. Now the almond milk is strained. I then take my blender, rinse it with cold water. Just to get all the pulp off the edges. Transfer it back into the blender. Look how beautiful that is. And then I take these bottles. This is a 4-liter bottle. I buy them at Linen Chest. I love them. They're under $6. And I transfer my milk from here into here. Perfect pour. And then I take a marker. These are actually made for like wine glasses when you have people over to write their names. Again, this will all be linked on this video. I take the marker, I write the day so I know when I made it. And in the case of today, I'm gonna write almond milk because I'm making other varieties as well. This will last in the fridge. I usually keep it for 5 to 6 days. When I start to get around the day 5 mark, I'll take a little sip before using it. And then I will see, is it, getting a bit sour? But for me, it really stays good for 5, 6 days. So it really lasts about a week. So I really only do this like once every week. And I store it in the fridge, and it's as simple as that. A really commonly asked question that I get is, what do you do with the remaining pulp from the almond milk? Almonds are expensive. This is not a cheap thing to do, but you can get the most use out of everything. You want to take your pulp out of your bag and just transfer it into a bowl. Let it dehydrate a little bit. And what I do with it is I will put it onto a pan in the oven on a piece of parchment paper, and I'll just dehydrate it at a really low heat, so the lowest possible heat that your oven goes. Dehydrate it, put it into a little blender, and you have almond flour. So you're not really wasting any part of the almond. Almond flour is expensive, almonds are expensive, so you're getting the most out of it. You can also put this into like a body scrub, put this on your face. Like, I'm not joking, it just makes your skin so soft. So there's many ways that you can use your almond pulp. So up next, I'm gonna do cashew milk. Cashew is really easy to make because there is no skin on cashews. They also don't need to be soaked for more than 4 hours. If you do end up wanting to soak them the night before, just simply put this into the fridge. By the way, something really important to mention, when soaking your nuts, or really soaking in general, it's really important to add a little bit of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt to really release the digestive enzymes to help you digest the nuts easier, and to help them soak easier. So always add about a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt or sea salt to your water when you're soaking your nuts. So again, we're just gonna strain the cashews, and then we're gonna rinse them. Now we are going to transfer the cashews into the blender. I'm gonna take my water. Again, I'm gonna go with 5 cups. And we're gonna blend. Okay, so the cashew milk is all blended up, nice and frothy. What's amazing about cashew milk is because it doesn't have any skin, similar to a macadamia nut, is you don't need to strain it. So it's a little bit less work. Sometimes when I'm lazy and if I didn't think of soaking my nuts the night before, I'll often go for the cashew milk, and we're just going to transfer it now into the bottle. Close her up. Today's date, so I know when I made it, and this is cashew milk. The last non-dairy milk I'm gonna be making is coconut milk. This one is so good, it's such a treat. So you wanna buy unsweetened shredded coconut, organic preferably. We're gonna take 2 cups of shredded coconut, add it to the blender. Then I'm gonna go to my kettle. I'm gonna set it to 140, let it heat up a little bit, and then we're gonna add this to the blender. The reason why you heat up the water is that it just breaks down the coconut a little bit better. So I blend it with warm, then I let it cool a little bit before straining. Okay, so now my water is warm. I usually do it around like 60 degrees or 140. I'm gonna do, again, 4 to 5 cups. So it is definitely a little bit warm, but it's not boiling hot. Cover it up, blend it. Okay, go. We're gonna blend it up. You guys are starting to learn the drill. So I'm gonna be sweetening the coconut milk with the last date that I have here soaking. Throw that in. Again, gonna put about a teaspoon of vanilla, and then just a little pinch of the pink salt. Do that 1 more minute of blending, and then we're gonna strain it, and that's it. Okay, so here we have the coconut milk all blended up. What I like to do is I strain it. I'm gonna pour it through. Before you strain the coconut milk, you wanna just let it cool off a little bit because it could be a bit warm. Then you're just gonna be straining it through. You will notice with coconut milk, different from the almond milk, you're gonna be left over with a lot more pulp. This is literally coconut flour. So you're just gonna dehydrate it the same way you would the almond pulp, and then you have coconut flour. So now I'm gonna take the strained coconut milk, pour it back into my rinsed blender. Same situation as I did with the almond milk, and then pour it into my bottle. There's literally nothing more satisfying than when it fits perfectly at the end. Then I'm just gonna actually leave this one open because it's still a little bit warm. Okay guys, so there you have it. Here are 3 awesome versions of made at home, aka homemade, non-dairy milk. Super easy. All it takes is just a little bit of effort and a little bit of thought ahead to soak your almonds or your cashews or whichever nut you want to use. I will put the recipes for all 3 of these in the description on this video and link them, and also link you over to KG's Kitchen where I have it like written out for you. It is so easy, and I promise you once you taste these, you will never want store-bought again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm so excited to do more videos in the kitchen with you guys and show you how I made things. If you like this kind of video, or if there's other recipes of mine that you want to see me make, please leave a comment down below. Leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.